I can't believe it's already been half a year of 2020. 6 months. And I've read so much for almost 7 months. And since it's end of June already, it's time to... What is it called when I talk about the books I want to read in July? Oh, it was not that hard. Anyway, I was rolling with my fingers here and thinking, what was the word? And it's TBR, so it's time for my July TBR. I probably only managed to read one book in June that I mentioned in my June TBR video. I definitely didn't stick to that almost at all. And so I'm kind of scared of making a video right now because I have no idea what I feel like reading. I know what I want to read for the end of June, but because I want to finish certain books before the month changes. But after that, I'm just like, I don't know. So, in July, I know there's one book I will read in July. There is. And that is My Name is Lucy Barton by Elizabeth Strout. Unless it's super bad and I don't want to listen to it, because I will be listening to it as an audiobook. I already have it on my library app. I still have like 10 days to listen to it, and I know I will get to it next month. And unless it's like horrible and I don't like it during the 4 hours or what was it, I will read it next month. Also, I'm hoping that I will get to Becoming by Michelle Obama next month. My Libby apps shows that there is like a 3-week wait, so it might be that I will get to it next month. If I don't get to it earlier than that, I will also be listening to A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin, and finally get to the current end of the Song of Ice and Fire series, at least that series. I don't think Blood and Fire and Night of Seven Kingdoms count as books in that series, even though they are in the same universe or the world, but they are not in exactly that continuation thing. They're more like separate books. I would really like to get to this one next month, which is The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm not able to say any names because sometimes they're pronounced differently than other times. Anyway, this is my aunt's old book and I'd like to read it because I feel like this is a great summer read, and also because I'd kind of like to return it to our cottage so that if she needs it, I don't know why she would, but if she needs it, she can have it back. Because I only borrowed it. Hopefully, finally, this month I will get to the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. Because this is a trilogy, this is the first book of a trilogy, so that's not too long of a series to start at this point, because I just don't want to start series and then start another series, because then I will forget what happened in the first book of the series and have to read it again, and then I don't read it again because I'm like, that takes time away from other books, and then it takes so long to get back to the series. And so I wish I could start this and then love it and then read the rest of the series too during the rest of the year. But I still want to get to her books. I kind of know I will read this next month, but I will read this next month. And the book is Long Way Down by Reynolds, and this is also a a novel in verse, and I think this will be an absolutely amazing read. Even from the description, I think I got goosebumps. Anyway, I'm super excited to read this and read my first read my first novel in verse, because I've listened to some. Actually, I listened to 2 novels in verse for the past month, so in June, and this will be my first one that I will actually read, and I hope I will enjoy it as much when reading it as much as I would listening to it. Anyway, this will be a book that I will read in July. So the next book that I will also hopefully read next month is 11/22/63. I don't know how to say this name of this book, but it's the book by Stephen King, and this will be my first Stephen King book that I've ever read, but I think it will be great, and I'm reading this for the Pop Sugar Challenge because this was the only book that was at least remotely interesting to me that I could find in English in our library that had the word 20 in some way in it, even though I feel like if it's written like this, it would have to be actually like 20, but it's still said 22, so there's 20, so I'm going with it. But it's super thick, well, it's not probably the longest book I've ever read. Well, it's not, but it still just feels like a little intimidating at the moment, but I'm still excited to read it. I think those will be the only books I will mention here, just because I'm excited that I have a job now, and because I will get money to buy more books and other things, but so the job will take some time of my days and I won't be able to read so much. But then again, have I read that much during that time I would be at work? No. I don't think the job will be tiring in the way that I wouldn't want to read books after it. I think it would be just like the opposites, that after work I definitely would want to relax by reading books. And like that reading books doesn't feel like work after actual work. So like with studying, it sometimes may feel like that. Anyway, that was my July TBR. It was fairly short. I will read, hopefully, at least more books in July than what I mentioned here, but I seriously don't know what, so I don't just want to say something that I will probably not read. I hope that in August and rest of the year I will have a better picture of what I actually want to read, so there's any point in making these TBR videos. Of course, library books are gonna be in these TBRs always, because they are my top priority. Anyway, that was my short TBR, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!